I'm just going to delete all these dudes first. I'm going to focus on this dude. Listening, huh? We'll make it quick, huh? So if I press 3, see what happens? It will try to smoothen the entire surface, right? No. This is if you apply smooth. It will just tell you, hey, look, the smoothing. If you apply smooth, this is how it's going to look like. Because the moment you apply smooth, when you apply already, it becomes. If you delete history wrongly, it will make it like double. Like for instance, example, I'm going to go 1, right? I'm going to do a duplicate here. Okay, I'm going to apply smooth. So smooth, either you can find it here or you can go here and where can I look at? Look for mesh and then smooth, right? The moment you click smooth, this is what happens. It will have division and then I will increase my number of poly count. Every division that you see, extra divisions, the poly count will increase. The more it increases, the more it eats up your memory as well as your processing power. Okay, and then it will slowly affect your rendering power as well. Because there's too much of poly counts, too much faces, it needs to read every single faces and vertices in order to project the colors and so on. That's the logic behind it. You're lost already, right?
So you want that like 5 division crack?
Yes, it will. Leave it maximum 3, yeah? 2 is okay. 3 is still okay, still quite high, right? Just be careful, right? So this is what you're going to do. When you go back home, you're going to play with all this. Sorry? Okay. So you are going to say, you are going to write a reflection on what you are finding from all this smoothing, and you're going to tell how does smoothing affect a particular model, and how do you want to do like hard surface modeling with a nice curve and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is one way of doing division here, blah blah blah. This is smoothing. This is the last thing that you want to add. Okay. Or like this is still okay, like you can increase and see how much you can go and so on and so forth. But try not to work with this much of poly count. Try not to. Right? Okay. Now as you can see here, you know, I'm going to duplicate again, right? You know, if I press 3, I get a ball like this, right? How can I maintain my square and only bevel my edges? Right? Sometimes you see a box, but the box is not super sharp, like it's going to cut your hand. Right? How can you do that? Right. You press 3 to just check and see. Okay? 1, 2, and 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to modeling toolkit. Okay. You have to understand this. This one is very important, guys. You see these edges here? In order to maintain this, to not become like this, okay, to maintain its squarish look, what you're going to do is going to go here. It's the same. I'm going to increase my level of division. See, I'm going to choose all this, or I'm just going to choose the entire squares, and I'm just going to hit bevel. Okay, when I hit bevel, I can make it like a little bit here, maybe about, give about 0.05 maybe. Okay, see that? Now I get a nice square. See that? This is whenever you're doing like, you know, hard surface modeling, like for instance you want to do like products, or you want to do like vehicles and so on and so forth. You don't want it to be like super smooth, like as you can see here with this particular model here. When you don't have enough segment, it will try to balance out its bezier from one point to another. So the reason why you're adding like this much of segment bevel, what it does is it will break one edge into two, which means it will create two more extra. Okay, from one it creates two more extra. It will project that. So that one will hold. Okay, so you can see here your smoothing here. If I press 3 now, see that? Can you see the difference now? Okay, I'm going to press 1. See here. See how it changes, how it reacts to the lines, the segments. See, I press this, press this, press this, I press this. Can you see what it happens? It will push the edges far away, apart, far apart from one another, right? And it will try to maintain the shape by stabilizing the in-betweens and so on and so forth. Can you see? So you got to write a reflection based on this. Okay, what do you see in terms of logical thinking? Logical thinking, just write. You don't need to write an essay or whatever not, but just tell what do you see so that you can understand. Okay, so if let's say I want it to be, so if it's smooth, that's what the result you'll get if it's smooth is applied. Okay, I want it to be much more smoother on this curve. I can even go back to my edges. I can double click this. Okay, I will bevel again and get this example. I'm gonna bias this a little bit more further. Okay, and now if I press 3, see that? The amount of smoothing it gives you is much more smoother at the edge of every sharp corners. Right? It makes sense, right? So you see your table is your best example. Table that is sitting. Okay, put your hand at the side here, and then as you're moving at the edges, right? It is quite smooth, isn't it? Right? That is what you're trying to get. It is still square, but it's kind of like you're already, yeah. You're giving safety touch, right? You're sanding it so that it's not too sharp. Okay? When it's too sharp, it is not cool. Alright, I'm going to go back to 1. I'm going to undo that back again. Now, another thing that you can work on is, okay, now if you hit this, you don't have much segments. See, when there's not much segments, you can't do like sphere in between. Okay, so like for instance, I click this, right click, and I do a circularized component. See, the circularized components and all that, it won't give you a circle here because the segments are not enough for it to pull to make it into a circle, right? So this is a cool features with Maya, the new Maya. Okay, so what you're going to do in order for you to make it much more cooler, or you want to make it round, typically what you do previously is to create a cylinder. This is what you'll do. Example, I'm going to drag this, I'm going to duplicate this, I'm going to drag this over, I'm going to create another cylinder, I'm going to press V, and I'm just going to snap it here. Okay, snap it to the object. I'm going to drag this over, and I'm going to rotate it to a certain degree, let's say 90, just for demo purpose. Alright, I'm going to drag this over, and I'm going to make it big. Okay, I'm going to punch a hole through this object. So how do I do that? This is example. I'm going to choose both of this, and I'm going to go to modeling toolkit and boolean. Okay, you can either do an operation of union or difference or intersect, Okay, these are things that you can do. But sometimes Boolean is not that cool. Why? Is because you see this kind of cuts, it won't be proper. It won't distribute the cut properly, right? So you still have to go back and adjust. You don't want this n-gons and all this crap happening, all right? So in order to avoid this, you can punch a hole as well, huh? Okay. Let's say I take this cylinder. Hello. I can go back here and I can adjust this back again. This is Boolean. Right. Maybe I want to adjust this to different normal stages, whatever not. Okay. I hate Boolean, to be honest. Okay. Boolean is not a super cool friend of mine. Right. So what I'll do is I'll pick this. I will do another duplication. Okay. I will add a little segments to this in order for me to give you a nice circle right in the middle. Pop up something like this, right? More precise and more controlled. So what I can do is I go here, I go to multi-cut tool. Okay. I'll just control, then middle mouse. Okay. Control, shift, middle mouse. Okay. I get that. 1, 2, maybe a bit more. Control, shift, middle mouse. 1, control, shift, middle mouse. And I have segments. Control, shift, middle mouse. Control, shift, middle mouse. And voila. I get this. Okay. Extra segments. Okay. You have extra segments like this. Okay. By holding tab, you can do this. Huh? Another trick. Huh? Tab, and you can just paint over. I can choose this. Okay. So now hold shift and then right click. You see the circularized components? Okay. You click on that. See that? Right? It's this dude. Circularized component. You see this? You see like a basketball kind of icon there? Right? Click on it, circularize, you get this. Okay. The more segment, the more nicer it becomes lah. Okay. Now from here on, if I want to twist it, I can twist it how much I want. This is something cool with Maya's new tool, right? And then I can do an offset if I want to. I can make it smaller, bigger. Okay. I can relax this or whatever not. You can play with all these variables. I can add division. See that? I can make it super cool, smooth if I want to. But be careful when you're playing with divisions. Too many division would only give you extra points. Like here. See, if you look at it, all the sharp edges here, it's a point, a vertex. Okay, extra vertices, and it will only give you n-gons. So divisions, be careful. Just play with maybe one will do. Okay, and then later on you can just play with it. You can clean it up and so on and so forth. Remember, the smooth is going to help you, right? So now if I want to just make the same thing like this here, I just have to hold shift and hold shift and drag. Boop. Done. And hold shift and bloop. I can do a pipe now. Bloop. Okay. Now if I press 3, da-da-da. Right? It's a Lego, right? Okay, now if I do Control D again, right? You see this problem here. What happens to this area? It is not sharp enough, or it's not sticking like as if it's it's been welded really accurately. Not like extra meshes and been smoothened out like this, and it's the depth is not proper. So how do you want to adjust that? Very simple. Press number 1. You go to multi-cut tool, Control, bring it closer. The more closer it is, the more it cannot bias. Okay? Now you press 3. See that? Hallelujah. Now it becomes interesting. Right? So, if you want to maintain the sharpness, again, press 1. You see this? Because this dude does not have like enough what they call segments, because it's 1, so it straight away becomes roundish, right? So you want to maintain that, again, what you should do, multi-cut tool, or you can click this once and then double click on the next one so that it selects all the ring. Now you can do a connect. Okay, maybe you want to have like two, all these options will come here. I want to have 2 segments. Okay, I'm gonna use the pinch and I am gonna make it slightly bigger. Okay, the multiple ways of editing your mesh. Now if I say W and I go press number 3, can you see? My model is now perfectly round. Okay, so you kind of understand the technique behind it. Again, if I want this dude to be 1, by holding tab, oops. I'm gonna hold tab, blub blub blub. Okay, I can even do this if I want to. Now I get this perfect Lego piece. Okay, so can you see? Boolean, non-Boolean, maintained, but be careful with the divisions that you are playing with. Like this, if I press number 1 back, you have to go and add some divisions. Got it? Be careful with your divisions. Let it be 0 divisions, don't go and add 1, 2, because you still have to come back and not clean. So if you want divisions, extra divisions, make sure before you extrude, you go and clean up in the beginning itself. Understand? Then only extrude. You don't be a hero, go and extrude after you have added all this, and then because it's going to just add up your time to finish up a proper clean model. That's all. Right? Why we are so strict on stringent on this n-gons and all that, we try to avoid this, is because when you render, especially when you render, it's going to be very difficult. At times you're going to have all this normals is not going to be portrayed properly. It's going to be like a little bit darker at certain areas and so on and so forth. Okay. Right.
So how did you get the circle, the basketball?
The basketball. See this? You don't have. You're 2016, right? Yeah. Only 2018. Only 2018, huh? 2016, 2017.
So, is there a shortcut to switch through multi-component?
No. Sometimes it is. You see, your selection is this. You click this, right? Click on any object, right click, object mode, multi, pop. That's your shortcut key. So, shortcut key, if you want to choose, like, choose this object, you right click, you can go to multi components, or you can go for specific components to be chose. Okay? Okay? If you're holding shift, it will give you a different, all this stuff that you see in your modeling toolkit, it will give you that. Okay? So if you hold control and hit it, and then you can go to edges and so on and so forth, blah blah blah. Okay. This one you'll get the hang of it as you move on with your modeling skills and so on and so forth. Okay. So don't rush to to know everything in one go. Take your time one by one. Right? If you rush it, you will miss out. Okay? Overnight you want to be super perfect, you might miss out a lot of things. Because it depends. It depends on the individual. If you're finding it too hard to grasp, then if you're finding it too hard to grasp, then you take baby steps like this. One by one, you kind of know. Write down your reflection so that you can always recall. Best is you can get a post-it note or sticky note, right? Write each of your modifying stuff and whatever not the actions that you have done. Write it down in point forms. Paste it. Okay. When I was studying, the way that I understood 3D modeling was every time I do any amendments, I will draw something like that, simple, and I'll just say I'll draw this in order for me to break this down. I'll just write a simple note. Okay, easier. Pictures and just writing, there's a difference. Okay, right. Another thing is our friend here. Let's duplicate this. I'm going to drag this over again. I'm going to press 1. Alright, another way of you to combine this, let's say certain areas you start off with box modeling. Once you get the hang of it, right, if you want to make this sharper, like how we did just now with the, sometimes we have this sharp edges, or if you don't have triangles and all that, you want to make it like triangle. How you can do that? It's very simple, right? Click on the edges, click here, hold shift, right click, merge and collapse. Click on this, bam. Okay, again, select an edge, or it can be vertices or edge, right? Right click with holding shift and right click. See this merge vertices to center. If it's edge, then merge edge to or collapse edge to center. The moment you click this one will happen. Kaboosh. Right? Okay? So this one will be very, very helpful whenever you are doing some unique shapes like this. Okay. $50. Okay. So you choose this, okay, vertex, or you choose the edges. Okay, you choose any of these particular edges. You want to shrink it to 1 to become 1 or one dot, right? Rather than 2 vertices, you want to make it 1 vertices. You just have to hold shift, right click, merge, collapse to center. Kaboosh. Done. Sorry. Okay. And the cool thing about Maya, since you have already done that, now just choose these vertices and press G. It will repeat last. Okay. Now I change this, G, and I've done my pyramid. Okay. These are the things that is super cool stuff along the way. Okay. G will be your best friend, huh? G.
G repeats the move, right?
Yes. Okay. Again, don't get overwhelmed straight away and don't rush it. Take your time and understand your modeling techniques first. Then customize it. Not everything will be used. Right? It took years for us as well, depending on your interest. Huh? Okay. Then what does bridge do? Now, if I have, okay, let's say I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to drag this plane, I'm going to put the plane here, Okay, I'm going to make this plane slightly bigger. Okay, so what I can do is bridge is practically it's bridging lah from one point to another. So I'm going to go here and just going to reduce the amount of subdivisions. Okay, I'm going to drag this maybe about like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, modeling toolkit. It's already 620 here. Okay, I'm going to choose this, right? I'm going to extrude this. Okay, and I'm going to extrude this again. Example, huh? So now once I have extruded this, I kind of like it already. Example. So I take this, I delete, I wrongly delete. Wrongly you deleted one of the faces. So how do you want to fill this place? Okay, let me do another one more extrusion. Huh? Hold on. I undo the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this. Okay, again, so that I can show you exactly how can you do it. Huh? One is I've taken this, I delete this. So if you want to what they call fill this hole, it's very simple. You shift, not shift. What am I doing? Okay, right click, no. Control, control shift, no. Alternate cannot, this one cannot. Okay, go to edges, click on this so that every edges the ring is selected, the loop is selected, right? And then hold shift, right click, right? Go here, fill hole, push. Right click, fill hole. Again, you must make sure that you select the entire edges. Okay, double click on it so it will just pick up the entire segment, right? Hold shift, right click, fill hole, done. Okay, that's what it does. But now it's easy lah because it's just for a square. If you have like multiple or n-gon and all that, then you have to still cut it and so on and so forth. Okay. Again, n-gon is a big no-no. Right? Remember that, huh? Okay. Another way of doing like two component here. Let's say I have deleted this dude. Now I've deleted this dude. Can you fill hole? You cannot. Fill hole. How fill hole can only be used if there is hole punched in. It makes sense, right? It defines by itself. Hole. Hole, you need a nice ring. Okay? Then only it creates that hole. If there is nothing holding it, then it's no more hole. So like this, if I delete it, then I think, oh, I want to add things, right? So how do you do that? It's very simple. Pick this dude, okay, edge. Click here, I want to bridge these two. So what I do, I hit bridge. Where is Mr. Bridge? Bridge. Ta-da! Okay. So now, if I click one edge to another, I press G, ta-da! Done. Okay. So these are the key components that you'll have with your model. Another thing before we go back, okay. Another thing that you might want to look at is, I'm just going to make it smaller. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this over and press 1. Okay, like the roof, right? I'm going to do multi-cut, whole shift, blah blah blah, like that. For the roof, I've already done this example. But I want to have this separated. Okay, so how do I do that? You just have to go here, click on the faces. Okay, I can extract from this dude like that. Okay, now if I click this, is one piece, this is one piece. Okay, Once you have this, you make it big, and I have a roof. Again, one more time, Okay, once, see, when you model with box, right, you have to think like a Lego dudes, okay? Like you're really playing with a box, and then you're cutting it, and then you're pulling out all this extrusion and so on and so forth. So once you have already had the shape, right, so now you want to add details. For instance, like for here, I started off with the box, right? I want to take this and make it as a different component, a different element by itself, okay? Like the roof. I want to separate it so that later I can just play with my other stuff inside there, textures and all that. So very easy. I go to face. I make sure I choose the faces. Okay, the faces. One face forms one mesh. Okay, part of the mesh. So you just choose these two, and then go here. See this yellow. After the blue color frost, right? The freeze transformation. 1, 2. Can you see this? The second one. Right? Click that and done. Now click it and then click elsewhere. You can play with it and see, explore and see if you want to just extrude and so on and so forth. So what happens now? If I go to my object mode, I click here, I push 1, and I have already separated. Okay, can girls, can? All can Behind there, all can? Can? Okay?
So when you fill the hole, it has to be a loop 4 sides.
Yes.
But then when I tried 3 sides, it still works.
3 sides, yes. As long as it's covered. You know what I mean? As long, even if it's 5 sides, it's still fine. As long as it's all. No. Yeah, minimum 3 makes sense, right? You can be 5, 10, 20, it doesn't matter. It will still fill it. Any questions? Can? Can, Cool, So what happens if you have already separated like this and then you want to bring it back to that same spot. Okay, you want to combine this first. Okay, make sure you combine it, or you want to make it into a single mesh. How can you do that? So you choose these two and then you go and do this, the first one, combine, okay? It becomes one piece, right? When it becomes one piece, now you can weld the vertices. It's like stitching. Like I take out my sleeves, right? I tear it off from my key, right? Now I want to fix it back, I want to stitch it back. How do I do that? Now, just now we tore it out, right? Everything was torn out. Now I'm going to stitch it back. How do I do that? It's very simple. Take this, again, choose the vertices, alright? You can go for target weld. Take this, loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ta-da! Okay, enough for today. Okay? Sorry? You want to go somewhere? Can. I can go all day. No problem. But you all will go bonkers. I have a family. I'm a human. So yeah. So play with it and see. Right? This is something cool as well. See? So go back and play with all this and see. My advice again, when you go back, you go and play with all this and see. See what happens. It doesn't matter. Just click and see. Yeah. Okay. Again, Maya is just a tool. Make it as your. Yes. It's a beep, beep, beep.